Well, today I've got my friend Ty Johnson here at my house. He is a financial advisor through Peak Financial and a friend, and we've talked a lot about financing and investing. And today I thought it would be helpful for us to talk about preparing to buy your first home in 3 steps. Now, some of you don't care to evaluate the risk. You're gonna just dive straight in. You're gonna jump off the cliff and build your parachute on the way down. But for others of you, you wanna evaluate the risk. You wanna know, what are the best practices? What are the ways that I can know that I'm fully prepared to buy my first house and kind of minimize the risk? So Ty, in your opinion, what are the 3 most important steps for being prepared to buy a home?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think the first is getting on a budget. Ultimately, you have no idea how much house you can actually afford unless you sit down and figure out how much money you have coming in, how much money you have going to other things every month, and then how much money that then you can actually afford to go towards your housing. The second thing would be to pay off all other consumer and short-term debt. That's things like credit cards and car loans. You want to make sure that you have as few obligations with your income monthly to decrease the risk in your overall situation. 3 is have 3 to 6 months of your expenses saved in a cash emergency fund. A lot of people like to skip this step, but it's really, really important that you have that set aside. It's essentially insurance for all the little things that can go wrong in your life that aren't insurable under your other policies.
So you give a range there, 3 to 6 months. How would you evaluate, well, do I need to be more of a 3-month or do I need to be more towards the 6-month end of that spectrum? Are there ways that we can evaluate, where you should be at that?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think ultimately people need to take this and just adapt it to their own situation.
Yeah.
If you have a lot of variable income, you're a single income household, and even you're buying an older home that may have a lot of repairs come up, you may want to lean towards that 6 months because you just have more risk in your situation.
Like we were talking, this house is a 1963 house. All the roof is old, the appliances are old. I need to have a bigger rainy day fund prepared to fix this house. Whereas you just bought a house that's brand new.
Yeah, it had a warranty for a year where everything's covered.
Yeah,
so my wife and I could get away with a smaller emergency fund because we had some of those other protections.
Sure.
So it just takes some evaluation of risk in somebody's situation and ultimately to adapt it to their own circumstances.
Totally. Well, that was preparing to buy your first home in 3 steps. If you have any more questions about this process, obviously there's a lot of variables in all of our lives, and I would be happy to hook you up with Ty, and he can kind of walk you through maybe what this looks like a little bit more practically to your life.